Hello, collective. Hello, and how you been? So, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for being here, collective. I am so happy that the angels have guided me over here to the channel. They say I have more people paying attention than I think I do. And if I don't get my butt over here and talk to people on the channel, they are probably going to go away. I'm like, oh, well, okay. People are being very silent again. And the angels are like, yeah, you have the floor. And I'm thinking, I know I have the floor, but okay, this problem of me needing more feedback and not getting enough feedback starts to happen, and me needing more of a response from the collective, it starts to happen, and I'm not getting that. And they said you have to look for the signs, follow the signs and synchronicities, and follow the stats, and follow this and follow that. And I'm thinking, like, guys, angels, that's what I was doing. And then Archangel Michael was kind of here, and he was reminding me of this big transformation and energy that I've been going through and the purge. And he said, and there's been several psychic attacks, and he starts kind of breaking it down. He's kind of counseling me, and he's reminding me of why I do deal with and endure the burden of more attacks. And so when we work with a larger collective and we do certain types of work, the way we do it, like I do the decodes, I do a cipher work, it looks a little different than just maybe like the standard spiritual stuff that people are used to, because a lot of people don't even know that this stuff that it's going on, that it's a possibility that it can even be happening, not much less believe that it actually happens. It's like so far out of some people's reality that and belief system that it's like, wow, to tell them, to help them understand what I do and stuff, is a huge waste of energy for a lot of times, because they really only get it to however much they're meant to, get it. But basically what happened to me is I was out here doing readings. I was out here meeting people. I was out here having my spiritual awakening. And it was profound. And people were interested in my gifts, my abilities. They were interested in my testimony. It started out mostly in the beginning. A lot of people were interested in my testimony. And a lot of other people had testimony too. And we were all going through this like huge spiritual awakening. And we were trying to get on our path. We were trying to find our position in the spiritual path, on the narrow path, get on the narrow path and all this stuff, and going through like Starseed Awakening 2012 through 2018, right? Okay. So in that time frame, I got the attention of a lot of very creative, impactful, very powerful, in some cases very authoritative people. Okay. And I started doing more cipher work and more spiritual guidance work. So between the cipher work and the spiritual guidance work, there were a lot of missions there were a lot of missions I had to go on for myself, for learning and developing and growth and all the stuff I had to do for myself. And there were missions that had to do with helping others. There were rescue missions, there were learning missions, there were breakthrough missions, there were higher rescue missions. There were missions that other people were on that we could assist with. So we were kind of being paired up, teamed up, brought up higher, being used more, being sought, and becoming a thing. And there wasn't a lot of compensation, but there was a lot of benefits and perks and opportunities and divine meetings to have and information and growth and favor and the blessings of having a collective, a healing collective, a collective of fellow empaths, starseeds, shamans, light workers, healers. There's benefit to that. So it's like, yeah, you don't always jump out there and do this, and this, and make this and this and money. It's not always 1, 2, 3, easy peasy, here you go. It's not always like that. Sometimes you have more responsibility. Sometimes you have a larger audience and therefore a larger reach and a lot more responsibility because of that, or a lot of responsibility because of the spiritual gifts and knowledge that you carry, or all of the above, whatever it is. And then you have the responsibility of the people that you work with and that are depending on you to show up in a certain way and carry yourself in a certain way and handle things certain ways, like a professional and like a spiritually mindful, compassionate, and aware person. I can't be all willy-nilly. I can't be working with high-profile people and then the everyday average person collective and then spilling the tea all the time on the high-profile people and then ditching and kind of like I don't know what the word is. I wanted to say stepping on toes, but it's not stepping on toes, but it's like I don't want to knock little people around because there's an opportunity to get to the top. It's like things like that you can't do. You have a lot of responsibility. You see that as something that's occurring. You want to try to avoid that because that's the wrong mentality to have as a spiritual entrepreneur, healer person. That's like something you do in the corporate world, but not something you do in the spiritual world necessarily. You don't want to bring that into this world. You don't want to have that mentality really ever, but especially in like doing spiritual work. So I'm not trying to like ignore people who maybe don't have as much to offer me or as much to give or a donation. And I don't want to ignore the fact that we have a fivefold ministry, which is no cost to anybody. It's an outreach. So I have all that responsibility too. So, so for that reason, I've been kind of closing things up a little more with the healing circle so that I can kind of shift my focus over to the ministry, which needs my attention, which is getting a lot of blessing. And so lately what's been happening is whenever it's about the ministry, I'm kind of guided more over to the channel. Because this channel right now is being used, our channel here is being used for the ministry, the Akashic Guidance Ministry. And that is, all about mastering your spiritual gifts, your purpose, your destiny, and doing so from a deeper spiritual perspective with new healing modalities and new healing access that has been given to us from the divine through this ministry for highest best good of the collective of the body of Christ and the gathering of the 144 and the ascension, So people's needs vary. People's gifts and abilities vary. People's experiences vary. And that's why testimony is so important. It helps us so much with our day-to-day connecting, fellowshipping. Our new word that we learned recently was foibles. So it helps us with our foibles. And I like that word because it better described what we were doing than some of the more critical words that we hear from people like, oh, are you bragging or something like that? And it's like, no, I'm not bragging. I'm foibling. I'm sharing with you that our pizza night was spectacular because the pizza that we ordered was so delicious and fresh and yummy, and we have more pizza. And I'm not bragging that we had pizza night. I'm foibling about it, and it wasn't just pizza night. We were sharing this. So we do this thing at my house. It's like a fun play date night. It's for grown-ups and for kids, and we call it Barbie night. But we don't always have to be doing Barbie, but a lot of times we're into that at my house. Like we're into certain games, certain themes, certain fun, creative things, certain, childhood things. At this time, with my daughter being at her age where she's at and me being the kind of mom I am, we came out with Barbie night. So we were sharing stuff about that, and we had a nice time. And so we were just sharing our foibles about it. So we learned that word, and now I'm stuck on that word all the time. I'm like, am I bragging? Am I foibling? What is foibling? How often do we foible? How often should we foible? And then I kind of covered it, but I was over in the healing circle. So when I'm in the healing circle, I'm often using my page as like the main Front Street. You catch me out on Front Street. You see me, I'm on my page. Then you might catch me on social media, or you might catch me that day because I'm on my page. So that means I'm available for readings. That means I'm available for chat. That means I'm available for whatever ever else, kind of stuff people want to connect with me about. And that's kind of where the healing circle stuff starts to pop off. And, and then I take care of all that, and I take care of the prayers and everything I got to do there. And then I come over to do things like collective readings, work on the channel, do more of the outreach kind of stuff, right? So here I am. I finally took care of everything. We had Christmas. Christmas has passed, and New Year's is on its way. And God bless you all. I hope you had a beautiful holiday. And I hope you're having a beautiful, relaxing season, and that you're safe and you're doing well. And I plead in the healing balm of the universe over anybody listening to the sound of my voice. And I do this in honor of the Most High God, in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, who is the reason for the season. And thank you, Jesus, for a beautiful, yet another beautiful Christmas. It was, I would say it was somber. The energies were very intense. I had enough energy to do some things through Christmas. I had enough of what I needed to do Christmas and have it pop off. And I was a little more involved in Christmas this year than the past few years because it's been a grief process for me. So it was nice. So it went well, so it was good and we was blessed and we were very grateful and we were very thankful, very happy. And thank you to all of you that also helped make the season itself and Christmas and everything. Thank you, all of you who will hear this message, hopefully hear this message of me thanking you and giving honor and a shout out to you and wishing you well and wishing you blessings, love, and light, wishing you safety, wishing you to make good choices and all of your seasonal needs and family needs and personal needs be met in the name of God. That's my prayer for all of my collective, for my loved ones and anyone that's here listening. Okay. I even pray for my enemies in the name of Jesus. It is the time of year to forgive. And I was cleaning a lot, which was really nice because I had a lot of energy and I was in this mood to clean. I was like in this nesting mood. And I've been chatting with my family members a lot. And I've been chatting with my mom a lot. And my mom was also in kind of this cleaning mood, but not just like physically cleaning, but we're also doing a little bit of like spiritual decluttering too. So I was decluttering the house and I found these rocks that I have, and this song was coming up for a few days, and it had came up a few days before and had been coming up, and it was um don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block, but it was in this quirky, funny way. It was like Archangel Michael and Gabriel. It's like the archangels were here, and I was doing this angelic hosting, and we were having some holy visitation. And it was like the angels were like, "Don't forget about the rocks that you got, and you're still Carla from the block." Blah blah blah. It was like some weird energy like that. Like they were like getting into the groove with me, getting into the energies, getting into the mood. And I found these two rocks that say forgiveness on them. And it's really strange because I thought I only had one, but I have two. And I'm like, I actually have two of these? Where did I get two of these? And did they come together? Or did I have one and later on I found another one? Because it seems like that might be how it happened, but I'm not really sure. But I just have these two little rocks that engraved on both the rocks, it says forgiveness. And I'm like, wow, that's so beautiful because me and my mom's relationship we had a long rocky road, and we went through this stuff, and it was like there was too much strain on the relationship, and eventually it was like the bond was breaking, or the bond was broke, or the bond was in danger, or the bond was under attack, or whatever was going on, right, spiritually. And I'm going, to God with it and everything, and it's like we're in the final stages of some healing. And he's like, "Hey, yeah, what about your mom?" And I'm like, "I don't know, da 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 da. The bond, the relationship's under strain, attack, da da. I don't know. I'm gonna give this to God." And I did that like a year ago. I was like giving it to God, and I gave it to God, and a whole bunch of stuff started to unfold and happen, um, and now it's kind of led up till now. So now, me and my mom are talking, and we're kind of in the same boat again. And this happens to us a lot too. It's like we're kind of neck and neck a lot, but we're like in the same boat again, okay? And we're like over there in the same energies. She's like nesting and cleaning. I'm like nesting and cleaning. But we get some verbiage going. We get some dialect going, some talking, some communicating. And Archangel Michael likes that. So we do that. And now, days later, we're in better energy. We've covered a lot of ground, and now the angels are here again, and I'm getting all these downloads. And I'm getting these downloads, and they're like, "Okay, now go over to the outreach and the channel." And they're guiding me over here to come over here to connect with you guys and to do some energy reports and talk about the divine masculine, divine feminine, the sacred union, and all of these things. I started to do it on my page the other day, and I could have swore I had plenty of charge, yet my phone died. And I'm like, well, is that because you guys are guiding me over to the channel? I was thinking that, and I didn't really say it out loud, but I was thinking it. And look at this confirmation, and that's pretty much a yes right there. Yes, we're kind of guiding you over to the channel, but there's some hidden information. There's something that hasn't quite surfaced that's gonna complete the puzzle or complete the downloads or complete this recent energy cycle and sort of kick things off, or it's gonna have things make more sense. It depends. It's whoever's listening to this, for some it may be a lot of information that makes things make sense. It could be obscured things you didn't know, finding out more information. Something completes the puzzle, something makes the cycle, something completes the information, or you complete a cycle of transformation and process. You complete a process, a whole entire process of awakening, healing, and ascension. Okay, or all of the above, however it resonates, but you complete something, or you have a total revelation, or something is to a point in totality. Something has you totally enlightened or totally shocked, or both, or totally at a state of excitement or joy. Or for some people on the negative side, it could be you're totally taken down. You're totally knocked off your socks. Something isn't just meh, mundane. It's major, and it has you feeling a major way. And it also takes you to a different level, or through a new door, or it completes a cycle or starts a new cycle. So this is like an end, a rebirth, a new beginning type of cycle. For some, it's a death and rebirth, a dark night of the soul. Okay? For me, it's not as much of a dark night of the soul for a change, but it was still, yes, the energy of the dark night of the soul. So the same type of energy. So it is still shadow work. So it's a yes, get over there, because there's shadow work. So yes, shadow work's been coming up for the masculine and feminine. A lot of clearing of karma. A lot of stuff is happening. There's been a lot of monad changes. There's been a lot of awakening. There's reunion happening at this time there, but it's more, for some, it's more like your twin flame union, your soulmate person, your person, and you are more connecting in the spiritual, or you're about to, or in the dream realm. And then it's gonna play out in the physical. Or for some, it has been more in the spiritual, and now it's about to play out more in the physical. And then for others, it's both. You're really involved in your union. You're doing really well in the connection in the spiritual realm, the 40, the telepathic, the whole telepathic of it all. And you're doing stuff together in the physical. So take that also how it resonates, in my union, it was a lot of both, and now it's kind of, we went into separation, and it's been a lot more of like individually him, me, and then and now we're going through another transition. At this time, we've just completed a whole nother cycle and transition. I heard transmission. So I've also been getting a lot of channelings from the archangels and all helpers, even the ancestors, just as usual, just a lot of channelings, a lot of messages, a lot of confirmations, a lot of synchronicities, a lot of details, and a lot of stuff. So I'm getting a lot of Akashic channeling right now. So that means I'm getting a lot of hidden fourth and hidden eighth codes. So we're about to get some information. There's about to be a information sweep. There's about to be a sweep of energy, a sweep through. And it's going to be like energy sweeps in and it has a force behind it. It has a reinforced energy behind it. So it's a sweeping energy with a reinforced energy behind it. Just like making sure that whatever's being swept out, whatever's being 86'd, cleared out, moved away, moved through, is being actually moved through. Like, even if your car stalls, it's a tow truck coming, something's coming, and you're getting there. You're getting through. Okay, so it's kind of like that kind of energy. Like, even if the cops have to show up and escort the vehicle to its location in an urgent and dramatic way, you're getting through. Right? It's like that kind of force. There is, and also it's like someone's enforcing something, enforcing a law, or reinforcing a law, or laying down the law, or laying down the law of the land, or somebody's sweeping in who's willing to take charge and enforce or reinforce what the order of things should be, if that makes sense. So if things have been out of order, things have been array, out of order, out of alignment, this energy is to help get things back into alignment in the physical. So whatever's been being manifested in the spiritual is about to start playing out and popping together in the physical world. So it's like let's kind of be real masterful and mindful about what we're manifesting at the close of this cycle as we move into the next cycle. It's kind of what the masculine and feminine are saying to each other. It's like let's wrap things up, but let's recap a little. Let's take inventory of our journey, our life, our situation, our union, taking inventory of the union, taking inventory of achievements, all of the above. It's kind of like that. It's the end of the year, so it's a good time to do that. So it's like a recap at the end of the year. So this energy here is also like a recap. So as we recap, how much healing have we achieved, especially in terms of shadow work? Because shadow work was the assignment to help us unstick the stuck. So where are we in that? Well, where I am in it is, yes, we've had a lot of healing and breakthrough, but we're also trying to transmute a lot of energy at once. We're trying to wrap up all these missions, and we're trying to move energy in the spiritual realm to the light. So we're trying to satisfy a lot of this energy from this old cycle, okay? And from this past recent old cycle and everything, if it was like say example, family members had been coming through and you had psychic attacks or attachments or events that happened in your life, okay? Family members came through, they had messages, things they wanted to say. Maybe their messages got through, maybe they didn't. Maybe they made it, they were satisfied and they were able to move on to the other side. Maybe they weren't, maybe they're still hanging around, they got messages. Maybe they're still hanging around. They haven't closed up the mission. Maybe they're still hanging around as helpers for you, or guardians, or witnesses, whatever the case is. Okay. So, like in my case, for example, it's been a family member been hanging around for a few years because they had unfinished business with the feminine energy in my family and also with me specifically. So, we kind of dealt with some of the energy with the feminine energy in the family. And then now this person from my family that's on the other side has gained more enlightenment and established more, they've expanded more on the other side as a soul. So now they can be more of a witness to me and a help. So they're not ready to move on. They're ready to witness me cross a threshold in my life and on my journey. And they are showing up as a helper. And they've moved on, but the way that they've moved on is through soul expansion. So they didn't go on to the light per se and move on yet. They're still assigned to my timeline, but they're assigned by God. They're not assigned by the enemy in any way. So it's divine, and it's being dealt with by God too, so that it's not an attachment energy. It is a holy presence of energy. So there's holy angels involved with this person that's around me. So it's a blessed thing. So it's not a cursed thing. It's not a confusing thing. It's not too much of a mystery. It's not troublesome, chaotic, or confusing. In the beginning, it was. It was kind of chaotic. And there's still a little chaos and a little confusion during communication sometimes, but we've been working with archangels, and we've been working with Michael and Gabriel more. So that's been helping. And I've been doing the angel hosting in order to sort of like even more cover all bases, okay? Like to surcharge things even more. So that has proven to be a good way to go, and has helped me with the shadow work. So there may be some recapping, like in your union. I don't know. That's what our reunion looks like right now. It's an assessment. It's a taking inventory. It's a check-in. It's like, okay, masculine, okay, collective, where we all at, where we all been, what we all doing, what, any news, any updates, anything to know, stuff like that. And oh, and by the way, look how much we've achieved. And oh, and by the way, look how much we've grown. And by the way, we're about to experience more merge. And this shadow work and this energy right now is absolutely crazy. Okay? By the way. Okay? That's kind of how this energy is. So this is also the energy of Jupiter. So things being expanded and blown up so that you won't miss them. If it's opportunities and offers in your life, good things, blessings, you won't miss them. Favor, you won't miss it. Messages, whatever it is, blessings, opportunities, the whole nine, right? You won't miss it. If it's lessons, also, you won't miss the point. You won't miss the lesson, and you won't miss whatever spirit might have. Like you'll be more alerted, and you'll see things through, and you'll be pushed through. You'll be escorted through if need be. You'll be pushed along, nudged along. Some of you may feel pushed through. Some of you were feeling dragged before, but now in the ascension, it's like, no, 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 no. Everybody in divine and perfect order, yes, but we got to move. We got to move. We got to move. This energy demands movement. It's quick energy. Things happen fast. It requires you to step it up to meet this energy. You want to be in receiving mode, but you want to be at the highest vibration and ready and raring to go in order to work with this energy. This is fast moving sacred feminine energy that's about to be being pumped in to our timelines, our journeys, okay? Because we've just completed some merge and we're helping others complete their merge, and we've done these timeline jumps and stuff. So we're at this process where it's like, okay, everybody has to get where they're going. Come on, don't lag behind, don't get stuck. Let's keep it moving, people. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. That's the energy. It's like, oh, everybody's here now. Line up. We're ready to go. Keep it moving. Let's go into the auditorium. I want to say the auditorium, like when you're a kid and you're all lining up in the hallway because you're going to go to the next class. But in this case, we're being led to the auditorium, and we're about to see something different than the usual everyday, you know? So we're going to, in this case, we're going to line up in the auditorium, and we're going to take a look see at all of everything that's happened in 2025. We're going to, or everything that's happened leading up to 2025, and kind of do an end of year review in the spiritual, maybe even in the physical, both, whatever, you know, and get into the vibration and energy of the new 2026, the new calendar year and all that. So it's the ending and a new beginning for everybody. It's a collective ending and new beginning either way. No matter where you are in your spiritual life, your journey, your ascension, what have you, just for people in general and humanity in general right now is an end and rebirth. So it's a collective cycle completion. It's an important one. It's a major one. It's a major collective cycle completion. So what you want to pay close attention to is counting your blessings, yes, but like really don't ignore or miss or be short-sighted or don't miss what spirit has for you to show you at this time, at this it's like a review. It's like there's about to be a review. There might even end up being like a reward ceremony or something, you know, something cool popping off, some rewards and stuff. I don't know. But that's what the energy is like. We're going to be called into the auditorium because there's going to be announcements and there's going to be a presentation for us, okay? Spirit has a presentation for us, is what I'm hearing. And he wants us ready, watching, and listening for this presentation. Look at that, number 4. I keep getting number 4. I keep getting a lot of wands. So it's a lot of forward movement. It's a lot of movement, a lot of action, a lot of creativity, a lot of passion, a lot of communication, maybe even as well. A lot of fourth dimensional manifestation. So like that's dream manifestation. That's the chewy ooey goodness of life, the things that make life worth living being manifested here with this energy. So all the good things of life, all the lovely things, you know, all the things that please the 5 senses, but not necessarily carnal, but in a divine way, where there's lots of balance. Everybody does their part. There's moderation. There's joy, togetherness, cleanliness. There's a lot to show for your hard work and efforts, or there it is showing at this time that there's been a lot of partnership, a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, a lot of community. It shows. The love you put in, the work you do, the partnership you have, the union you have, it shows. It's being in that energy of it being not all for naught, the opposite of being all for naught. Just in case you didn't know, it does show. Um, and in case you were worried about not having something to show or what's the point of it all, well, in this case, believe it or not, this is the point of it all. And you are going to have something to show for it. And there is a point to it. You know, it's kind of like that. This is the point. All the good things in life. There's more. There's more. This is about there being more. Life having more to offer. And you being able to take life by the reins and experience what life has to offer in ways that really matter and inspire others and make life more worth living, give people more hope and inspiration, shows people how it's done, shows people that it can be done, shows people that it is being done. And this is how and why, you know. So it's that kind of satisfaction. And then this is the juggling that it took to get there. Or you may feel like you're juggling instead of being able to enjoy this. It's like you have to juggle it, or you had to do a lot of juggling to get here. This is an entrepreneur card as well, so it could this can also be an entrepreneur card, or it can be a union card. So this is like being spiritual entrepreneurs. If you are a spiritual entrepreneur, you're going to want to pay close attention in these energies as well. And these messages are going to speak a lot to you probably and be about you a lot. And this is a time too of having that favor and in this energy too, it's like you've done a good job at juggling. You've juggled in a good way. You've been wise about it, and you've accomplished it. You've been able to succeed at it. You've been balanced and grounded about it. You've been able to apply wisdom and discernment, you know. In this energy, that's what you're doing, and that's what it shows. That's what it shows with this. Just these two cards alone. So together like that. That's what it says to me. So it's a lot of fairness and balance. Or it's wanting to make sure things are fair and balanced, or it's being obvious that things are fair and balanced, or that you have an equal give and take going on in your union. It's not just a physical connection, but you actually have a working situation. You have a dynamic that's working. You have a good collective or community or dynamic between you and a partner, or all of the above, you know. And so it's working. It's seeing it through to its completion, and then seeing that at its completion it is perfect, it is good. It's like on whichever day it was, God said let there be light, and there was light, and it was good. It's like it's Sunday and we worked hard all week, and look at all the blessings, and now we just sit back and it is good. It's kind of like the energy of Sunday right there. A Sunday fun day, you know, or the energy of like getting married or renewing your vows, or a community celebration of some kind, you know, a gathering, a couple's gathering, a dance, a wedding, you know, there's something. And it doesn't have to be that these two people are getting married. They might already be married, or they may have a future together or not. We're not sure. They could be attending a wedding. They could be attendees, witnesses at a wedding. Okay? This could be having your witnesses, having your cake and eating it too, having your witnesses as well, having everything you need, but having to juggle it, or feeling like you have to juggle or balance all of this out. So it could be like that, or being so blessed, really, that it is like, but this is kind of like, the energy of having your cake and eating it too, right here. This person's balancing these pentacles, and these people are balancing these sticks and creating like a barrier or a shelter. Okay, or they could be creating a gathering tent, something like that, a place to gather. And this could be an exchange and a gathering at the same time. So this could be meeting someone at an exchange. You may have met someone at an exchange, or you will meet someone at an exchange. Or this could be also about this exchange of energy at this time. This is describing an exchange of energy between two people, between a community, or between a collective. And it's a positive exchange of energy, very positive. It looks good. There could be a lot of positive exchanges of energy going on in a community at this time, or there's about to be. And that's what I'm kind of sensing, are these good and positive exchanges of energy and messages that are about to come through and that are already starting to come through. And the assessment of what has came through thus far. So it's kind of exciting at the moment. If I'm being honest with you, it's kind of exciting right now, and I don't even really know where to begin. I'm trying to follow these energies. I feel like we're about to be in a lot of sacred feminine energy and masculine. Like it's about to be a quickening of energy, a huge ascension. Like a lot of timelines have been mastered. There's been a lot of timeline merge and jumps, and we're about to see that in 2026. Like I'm sensing it and knowing it. It's like the angels are excited and want to tell us about it. They're so excited about all the unions and all the happenings and all the things that are happening, or all the things that are about to happen. And it's like they're also very proud at the same time, and they're like, look at all the things that have happened. And look how this shows us that more is possible, and God is going to bring miracles, and we want you to have these miracles. This is how the angels are saying it. We're so excited. God is releasing miracles, and we want you to have these miracles, and we're excited for the ones that are in alignment to receive miracles, and we want to help you get in alignment for these things. Like they're excited. It's like the angels are at a point that they've been trying to achieve with the collective for a long time, and it's like we're finally here, kind of thing. Like, oh, this is it. Some of you are about to be so blessed you can't stand it. Oh, some of you are about to be so blessed others can't stand it. It's kind of like some of the angels are like saying that right now. Oh, some of you are about to be so blessed people can't stand it. Be prepared. Be prepared. They're going to have a hard time tolerating you and your blessings and your shine and your light and your glow, y'all. They're going to have a hard time with this. Those dark ones. Get ready for that. All right, Sacred Soul, Divine Feminine, 23. We've been getting that code for a little while today. I'm not sure what's up with that, but that's where we're at on the feminine energy so far. And we also have the energy of injustice. If something's if something is not justified, if it's been, out of balance due to injustice, that's the focus, and that's what Spirit wants you to know, that is being brought back into alignment or needs to be. Pray about it, whatever the case, because we also have the marriage card. Okay, and we have weariness and we have discouragement. We've actually had this number all day, discouragement. So the feminine might be feeling, it could be masculine, could be feminine, could be collective, could be, collectively people feeling this way. It could be the masculine. But it looks like it's the feminine who's feeling this discouragement. Or that could be the type of attack that a feminine is under. If she's under attack at this time, it's like to discourage her, to catch her while she's weary, to wear her out in order to discourage her. That could be the explanation for why this is out of balance, is because there's been this discouragement. Now, in recent messages, I've pulled in, a lot of cards, and we've covered insecurities, depression, and things like that. So, but there's some sort of weariness. It looks like it's due to this injustice and this marriage being upside down. This marriage card is sort of in reverse. I don't always read reversals, but this has been coming out all day as well. Someone could be thinking something and they're wrong, or saying something and they're wrong. Thinking it or saying it or believing it, or they did, or something's unjustified. And it's like, not only is it unjustified, it's exhausting, and this divine feminine is weary, and it's what's causing discouragement in her marriage is this injustice. It's like somebody thinks something or believes something about the divine feminine, but it's wrong. It's unjustified. This could be anyone. It could be a lot of people. That could be what's affecting her energy right now, which is affecting her libido, which is affecting her marriage. It could be affecting the libido of the feminine energy, because that does happen. With the level of criticism and jealousy and chaos and arguments that have been showing in these readings, this feminine energy is tapped out on that negativity. I think even saying weariness and just was an understatement. So the angels are like, yeah, weary and completely discouraged after all that. And it's like, I feel like the angels want the masculine to know why this is happening to the feminine and why there's anxiety. Or it's like they're saying, no wonder. Or it's like the masculine's finding things out, or he's about to find things out, and he's like, no wonder. This is what has been going on with the feminine. No wonder this is how the feminine's feeling. No wonder she's weary. No wonder she's discouraged. No wonder this marriage is, this union is And no wonder there's anxiety. It's kind of like that. It's like, yeah, really, no wonder. It's no wonder at all. I seen the healing card come out. So what's going on with the masculine energy at this time? Yeah, so this temptation's still here and this loneliness. Number 54. So 29 again, 54 again, 23 again, 21 again, 13 again. That's like the fourth time I had 13 in the past hour. So there's a lot of ending here. There's the energy of death, but in the form of ending, or in the form of like breaking something down in order to rebuild back up, something ending in order to restart, like intervals, that kind of thing. 13 is like that. So it's not like death, like a complete ending. I'm hearing sudden reversals. Sudden reversals. I don't know. That might be what something. But masculine has loneliness and temptation. He has this 54 here. Okay, so that could be some sort of a crisis going on with the masculine energy. It could be literally a crisis happening, or there could be some crisis, or that's what the crisis has been with the masculine and the feminine, is a lot of injustice, weariness, discouragement, insecurity, dealing with a lot of chaos, a lot of jealousy, a lot of psychic attacks, a lot of chaos magic, chaos witchcraft attacks as well. And then there just being a lot of loneliness and temptation, and there being maybe masculines also weary and discouraged because of this loneliness. And this loneliness is causing temptation, or this temptation is causing loneliness. Both. I mean, I don't know. It's too much right now. It's like the masculine is overwhelmed. It's too much for him to bear. He needs relief. He needs assistance. He needs help. He needs something at this time. He's like, but the Lord is doing something. So I did see that. There is divine intervention happening. But the masculine's been like, oh God, save me. Oh God, this is getting crazy. This is too much, or something. It's like something is a little too much for the masculine. It could be the feminine, but it's affecting the masculine energy the most. But it could be the masculine himself or the feminine. But whatever it is, this is how it's affecting their energies. So this seems like that's what's on his mind. He could be acknowledging the fact that there's loneliness and temptation, or he could be acknowledging that the feminine is experiencing loneliness and temptation. Could be both, like no wonder we're both in this situation, or no wonder these two people are in this situation, because it seems like we're talking about two people here. So it could be two people concerning the feminine, or it could be the feminine and the masculine. But it seems like it's like two people concerning the feminine, but also the feminine and the masculine. So it's like there is a third party here, but it's not like an uninvited third party necessarily or anything like that. It's like somebody that's supposed to be here, but also the energy of friends. Okay, so we've been having that energy all day too. 14, the energy of friends. 17, the energy of friends. 71, 18, 81, lots of 8, lots of 17s, lots of activation energy, lots of sacred masculine feminine activation specifically, lots of alchemical manifestation. That could be to help transmute this right here. We have friends and we have sickness. And that could be what's going on with masculine. They could have a friend that's dealing with sickness. This is sacred soul divine masculine. Or masculine is sick of being friends, or sick of just being friends in this union. He could be sick of this shit. Born again of the Holy Spirit. We have 18. So yeah, it's that born again energy here. That rebirth energy, I mean. And then we have some jealousy, number 8. Now this could be that someone is jealous of your spiritual awakening. This could be friends. Someone could be sick with jealousy, like literally sick with jealousy and obsessed. And your success in awakening is like temptation for somebody else. Or the enemy's throwing a lot of temptation at you during this time of rebirth and a lot of sickness. I don't know. It could be either of those two things happening there. And then this jealousy card is here. What's up with that? So we need some clarity. But let's see how's masculine and feminine energy, how are they relating to one another? What are their dynamics together? Masculine and feminine. Archangel Michael, describe the dynamics. How are the masculine and feminine energy relating? How is the sacred masculine relating to the feminine? How is the feminine relating to the sacred masculine? Are they mirroring? Are they projecting? Are they reflecting? Are they being the catalyst? Are they being the lovers? Because it looks like they're more being the lovers than the catalyst, which is good, because in these readings, we are covering people who are in the later stages of merge. So you should see the lover's energy more often for sure, because that's the merge that's happening. It's a light body merge with a divine amount of third energy exchange should be happening at all times. All right, clarity and focus. They're getting clarity. They're getting focus. That could be what's happening right now with both masculine and feminine, is like mostly what's happening at this time. The dynamic is just getting clear on things, getting information, getting guidance, being mindful, being focused, looking for directives, clarity, information, or needing to focus more. I don't know. But there's some depression. Okay, so right now it looks like feminine and masculine are reflecting back to each other sadness. Overall, it's just sadness in general right now at the moment. It's like they're both kind of like it's like not just longing, but like just straight up depression. Or, both of them also could be feeling the energies of the people around them, and they could be trying to transmute, and that's the shadow work coming in, because you can't transmute depression. Anything that has attachment energy to it, if it's not something you can just cut cords from and walk away from, it has attachment energy. So if it has attachment energy, that means it has demonic energy. So that means you need God. You need God's approval. You need deliverance from it. And you need God to help you with shadow work. So you need divine intervention. So you can't So you transmute until you can't transmute. And then what you can't transmute, God does the rest. All right. So you can't transmute this depression. It's a heaviness, it's a burden. And it's coming in the form of energy. It's coming in the form of emotions. It's coming in the form of anxiety. It's coming in the form of sort of like a displaced set of emotions or circumstances, or has you feeling displaced, or that like just might be the energy real soon, is that it might take a minute for things to sort of shift into an alignment that makes sense or that feels comfortable. So you might be out of your comfort zone trying to transmute this depression energy right here. And so in order to actually release this, because you can't transmute this, you need to release this. So you need to lay it at the Lord's feet. You need to give it over to God. You need to let the divine be still and let God. You need to let the divine handle things. And it's like having the wisdom to know there are some things you cannot change, and just doing what you can. Take care of the day-to-day self-care and the day-to-day things that you can change, and let God do the rest, because it's going to zap your spirit too much at this time to try to do more than that. First of all, second of all, that's what it takes, and that's the way of it. That's the way you should do it. You don't need to take on all the shadow work yourself. Spirit is with you. This is what we do this for, is so you're not alone. This is why we're all called here in this gathering and in this ascension, is because we're doing the shadow work and we're not alone. And we are here for each other, to help each other transmute, to be each other's witnesses, to have spiritual support and light when you need it in order to help. So it looks like this energy needs to go. This energy of depression, it's like a limit. It's like a dark shadow is following you around that doesn't need to be here. A rainy day for no reason, a rainy cloud, and it doesn't need to be here. And it could also be the enemy trying to cloud up the view so that you won't see, like dirtying up the windshield, so you won't see something on your way through. So you want to make sure all your blind spots are clear. Do you want to work with Archangel Michael heavily at this time for clearing and clearest, and ask for clearing of the sphere, and ask for, divine insight and vision and knowledge that you need about what's going on around you and in your energy at this time. If there's somebody's in your energy and they have this depression, you might be affected by it. And you might be picking this energy up in the spirit, trying to transmute this. You could be picking this energy up from a friend who is dealing with illness. You could be seeing how the feminine dealt with a lot of depression because of her illness. You could be ill and dealing with illness and depression or sickness. Whatever this is here, but it's a sickness is showing up on the masculine side. And friends. So I don't know if the masculine has a friend who's sick, or a friend who's going through the dark night, a friend who's jealous of them. This could be why this temptation is here. Somebody is jealous of the masculine, or the masculine had to overcome some sort of temptation to be jealous. Masculine could have had to deal with a lot of temptation due to jealousy. And that could be why he's He could be thinking that's why he's lonely now, is because of these lower level things like jealousy and stuff. But it's actually not looking like the reason. Maybe part of the reason. It's looking more like the reason has more to do with temptation. Because maybe the enemy wanted you to experience loneliness in order to tempt you to do things, and to have certain friends in your life and around you so that you would do these things. That could be what the enemy's doing right now, is trying to take advantage of your loneliness. Feminine can have a lot of anxiety about the masculine having jealousy, or just, it looks like the marriage is going through deliverance, and the marriage itself, the relationship, could have went through some sickness from jealousy. It was like not in a good way. It was like, and this could have gave the feminine some anxiety recently. More recently, she felt this way. Masculine could have listened to a friend, or is being tempted to listen to friends. This, or has temptation coming into his life from a friend's circle, or sickness, illness coming into his life from his friend's circle. And he needs to, or it could be, and that could be a distraction, or it could just be a distraction in general. Whatever's going on that has to do with friends right now could be a lot of distraction for the masculine, and distract him away from the clarity that he needs and the guidance that he needs, and from the position he needs to be in at this time, which is to be there for his feminine, who he also could be concerned about the feminine being sick, or the feminine could be concerned or taking some kind of action about her own sickness. Somebody could have picked up some illness from a friend, or picked up a cold or something from being around friends. Or masculine may think that the feminine was sick from her being around friends. I feel like the masculine has a lot on his mind right now. He's got a lot of thoughts. A lot's like on his plate. Lots run through his mind or something. I'm not sure why this anxiety showed up, but it seems like this anxiety is about the marriage itself. Okay, so I want to pay attention to this anxiety, this jealousy, this sickness, and this discouragement. These are the things that are standing out as things that need to probably be dealt with. Now, with that said, let's get some clarity, and then let's get some deep cards. So let's get some clarity on this right here. What's going on with this energy between the masculine and feminine? Okay, so something about some ex-in-laws might be the case here. Okay. Outside spherical environmental. This could be something that affected your sphere of influence, your sphere of friends, your sphere of energies, and it had to do with ex-in-laws. I don't know, possibly. Or you may be around some ex-in-laws. Lack or extreme lack. You could have been around some people that had a lack mentality, or you might currently know about some people who are in some kind of lack. This could be your ex-in-laws. I don't know. Or maybe these exes in the past were of this lack mentality. We have twin flame union about these dynamics here. Or this union is in lack. there's a limelight feminine here, and there's depression because this union is in lack. And or because it looks like it's in lack, or the depression is making it look that way, or something of that nature. It's like it appears that way. This is like how it looks. It's projected out like that. But you may have seen your exes while you were out, or you don't want to see your exes while you're out, or your ex-in-laws because of the lack, or you saw them while they were out and there was lack. I don't know. There's something about lack here in ex-in-laws. And it has to do with this twin flame union and this marriage. And this limelight feminine. And your sphere of influence and energy. So, or it could be this limelight feminine sphere of influence and energy has affected her union. Someone could be missing out on their union because there's so much lack. They lack so much knowledge or information, and they feel discouraged. I feel like there's more than one feminine feeling discouraged, and more than one masculine feeling depressed. We don't want to stay in this energy of lack. Why ever this energy is here, we don't want to stay in it, especially not because we are in the limelight. That could be the issue too, is that somebody's in the limelight and there's all this lack, and it's like affecting the union because it's being exposed. There's no way to hide it. So it's like it's bringing a level of uncomfortability or like shame or anxiety because you can't hide it. Or somebody's not able to hide divorce issues, or that they lost out in a divorce, or they're afraid they're going to lose out, or that, yeah, could be that. Like someone really lost out and went through it in this union, and it could have had to do with ex-in-laws or something, and this went down while they were in public or while they're in this limelight, and that has affected them. And this could have been masculine, could be seeing that, and he knows it came from jealousy. He could be seeing how people around you are jealous, and this could be vice versa, feminine seeing this going on with the masculine. This could be something they have in common that they both experienced. And this could be why they've both also experienced depression, and why they need to get back into alignment, and they need a lot of direction at this time. And they need to get focused they need to get focused on the union so that they can get these higher directives and higher guidance and get things back in alignment and get the right guidance going. And so that they can deal with this lack, whatever this lack is. Somebody may have wanted you guys in lack, or they created this lack mentality within a masculine or a feminine because they had a lack mentality, and you had to get these people out of your energy and out of your sphere. They couldn't be people you looked up to or idolized or something. You had to let that go, or you need to let that go. You could still be carrying some beliefs that are bringing you negativity, blockage, depression, bringing a lot of anxiety, bringing a lot of negativity, because it comes from a place of lack, and it's from the old, and it's not of the union. It needs to come from the union. It just needs to come from the union and not from this place of lack or void. Or it's like you're in an environment that has nothing to offer you. It's just a lack environment. It's a depressive environment. And it just is giving somebody anxiety and weariness. Yeah. It has a lot. A lot of this weariness and depression for masculine and feminine has a lot to do with their environment. And they may be in this environment because they had recently went through divorces or something. I don't know. Or they got, yeah. Something went on in a divorce and it put them in this lack environment. And depression. Could be that the union itself is in the limelight. And it could be that, like, that's kind of also where some of the depression is, or some of the lack is that it's in the limelight, but it's like you're not quite getting the traction or attention. You're not the attraction, fraction, power couple right now in your environment. It's like you're obscured, and what's being seen more is this lack and this anxiety and this weariness and stuff. It's like really not hidden at all. So what needs to change? Let's see. Do we have one more card out of this deck for clarity? Okay, so somebody gambles or overspends. Yes, money covers sin. So money, instead of investing in overspending, money could be invested as a cure against sin. In situations like this, there may be a lot of temptation regarding money as well. That could be where the temptation comes in for the masculine or feminine, or the feminine struggles with her masculine energy with a tendency to overspend, and the masculine struggles with his masculine energy with a tendency to gamble. Could be, that's an example. Those are two examples. Or something, or it's just the season we're in. Somebody could overspend, or somebody tends to overspend during the season, or they picked up this habit of overspending from being around these ex-in-laws, or someone's ex-in-laws thinks that they overspend or gamble. Or someone like I said, someone may have picked up this tendency to do that from an in-law. That might be what they need to let go of, that they picked up from an ex-in-law. Is either the criticism of this, or that they actually do this and picked it up from the ex-in-law, or that they have an ex-in-law that criticizes them for something that has to do with finances, but that's still in the past, needs to be let go. Somebody needs to let go of past judgments and past belief systems in regards to money. And also, like, in regards to what money and status, or money and gambling. Somebody might have gambled a lot, or had an ex-in-law or in-laws that gambled and put everybody in this lack and in a bad environment. And people in their environment that take advantage of the limelight. They gamble with the limelight in some cases. They kind of take it for granted, or they want to. They exploit it in the wrong way, but I'm not getting exploitation here. So I'm not getting exploitation. Okay, something does start to happen quick, very soon, and it has to do with the sacred masculine. Yeah. And it has to do with possibly a celebrity male or twin flame merge stand-in partner who's a celebrity male. Something like this. Someone really popular, a player or a gold digger could be in the mix here too. A cousin, an auntie, an uncle, and a karmic family soulmate. Somebody is a total douchebag. This could be this karmic family soulmate. I don't know. And something about a close neighbor on the left. Could be your neighbor has a family member or someone that's close to you. They might be to your left right now. I don't know. Maybe they live on your left. Maybe they're sitting on your left right now as you're listening to this. I don't know. Maybe they sit on the left as you drive together, or if you look to your left right now, you'll see a clue as to who might be a total douchebag in your situation. I don't know. Huh. Okay, look to your left and you'll see something. Yeah, something's karmic here. This has to do with family members. Someone you may have had, someone could have been someone may have thought you were a gold digger and you gambled with a connection, masculine. This could be your ex-in-laws. You may have kind of played the role of a gold digger, or someone saw you as a gold digger or a player of some kind of player. Or they didn't see you that way, but your family saw you that way because you had a karmic family connection. So someone saw past that or saw you more of that, but they also brought you some sort of lack mentality. Or they taught you how to be a player or a gold digger or a gambler. They taught you to be a douchebag with money and stay stuck in lack. Or they tried to, or you were around that a lot, or you maybe even picked up some of that. I don't know. Somebody was shisty. But this has something also to do with a stand-in merge partner, a celebrity male, and a quickening, or a celebrity male who's also a sacred masculine quickly steps in or quickly saved the day or was a stand-in partner, or quickly steps in because someone is a player or gold digger, or quickly steps in and because they are your aunt or uncle or cousin, or quickly stepped in because of a family soulmate, or they're your karmic family soulmate. Take it however it resonates, if it resonates. But yeah, it has something to do with this. And somebody's total douchebag. Somebody was a douchebag toward the sacred masculine. And this could have been someone who was karmic. It could have been a family member who was a douchebag toward the masculine. This family member who was a player, or an auntie, uncle person, or a cousin who is a player or gold digger. Yeah, this person is maybe they knew you're feminine, or maybe they're the reason you didn't know you're feminine. I don't know. Maybe they were your stand-in partner. So they were the closest thing you had to a twin flame for a long time, but they were a karmic family member. Or they could be a witness to your union. This is somebody you met on your way to union or on your journey. This could be someone that knew you when you met your twin flame. A celebrity male may have a twin flame union. Somebody may be jealous of a masculine who has a twin flame union, or a feminine who has a union with a masculine who's a celebrity, or a celebrity who's has a union and someone's jealous of that. Someone might be waking up and seeing how them having a union and being chosen and all that is what caused jealousy and lack. Could be waking up to that, and they could be having quite a rapid awakening at this time. This could be the masculine. They may have a neighbor that sabotaged them in some way. They may know about this now. Someone who was a douchebag and someone who was karmic. Somebody may have been a player or gold digger, and there may be an auntie and uncle who was witness to this, or who enabled it. It could be these auntie, uncles, cousins are total douchebags. These family members are karmic soulmates. It's karmic family over here somebody had to deal with. Somebody might be getting away from somebody really quick because they see that they're karmic. This could be a neighbor who has a lot of family around them. Or it could be a relative of someone who is friends with the masculine, who has an aunt, an uncle, or a family member who's karmic. And the masculine wants to get away from this. This could be where this sickness came in or where this temptation comes in at, and the masculine sees this. He quickly wants to get away from this because he's been going through this born again experience. He wants to protect his energy. And these people are already showing to be jealous, but they're showing him something. Somebody's showing him something, but he's quick to cut people off or get out of people's energy. He ain't messing around with nobody. He's like, he's not messing around, this masculine. He is quick to move on. He may be feeling this way too, like he's ready to get up and go. He's ready to making decisions quickly or moving quickly. He's trying to get away from this total douchebag. This could be somebody in his friend circle. This could be the masculine having a lot of friends around him, a lot of people, a lot of family, all of the above, just all the people around him. Could be the feminine too, but it really does look like it's more of the masculine than the feminine, but it doesn't have to be. All right, now we're going to look at the D cards. I think that's enough clarity cards. I hope. Masculine could be seeing how others are being players and how that's causing depression and loneliness, or how him being a player, at one point caused depression and loneliness, and wanting to avoid that, because this is sacred masculine. He's not a player. And sacred masculine came out in the reading twice on the masculine side. So that's plenty of confirmation that he's sacred masculine. So this has more to do with the energy that's around him. And yeah, it looks like it's jealousy has put somebody in an awkward position. And possibly even in this lonely position, in this lonely mental space, where they may be tempted to go out with friends, to hoop it up with their friends. But he needs to watch out for that temptation. That's a more powerful temptation at this time than it may look like. I don't know, because with these other cards here, it's something in your environment is there only to distract and tempt you. And it may be something that affects you when you're lonely and when you're away from your feminine. Or somebody wants to have that, or somebody's afraid of that. Or somebody is like, that might be what they learned, is that when the feminine's away, that's when I can play. And they learned that or saw that from other people as they were growing up, and that's the program they're letting go of. And they may be realizing or need to realize that that's what's causing them to experience this jealousy, is that this obstructed their perception of what is real and what is true, who is trustworthy, who isn't, because at some point it was believed to be okay, to be deceptive or something. I don't know. To be a player, You were maybe expected to be a player, taught to be a player. Could be something like that. And so now you have like a guilty conscience because you used to be a player. So your perception now is that people play, people cheat, women are gold diggers. They're players and gold diggers too. My feminine could be a player or gold digger. This could be the masculine thinking the feminine is a player or gold digger, or having friends that think that the feminine is a player or gold digger. Or the feminine having friends that make the feminine think that the masculine is a player, or maybe even legitimately believe that the masculine is a player or gold digger. Or it could be the masculine fearing the feminine will think he's a player or gold digger because he's a celebrity, or because he's a celebrity, he thinks that women are players and gold diggers and that his feminine is too. Or he could be tempted to think this, but he's lonely. Or if he chooses to think this and believe this, it could cause him to be lonely, a decision he can't turn back from. But he's being offered this born-again experience so he can break down this programming and lose this programming altogether. Because it's causing him depression. It's causing him problems. It's causing problems in the union. This belief system about money and this belief system about people being players or gold diggers. Stuff like that. It's getting in the way of the union. It's gotten in the way of the union too much for it to be showing up like this. It's gotten in the way of the union to a high degree. And you're not getting out of it easily or on your own. You need God's help to get out of it. And if you're looking for God's help to get out of it, you got to let the lower level stuff go. You got to let the ego go. So you need to become filled with the Holy Spirit and emptied of these beliefs. So that's what this is here for, because you need to break down these belief systems. This is shadow work that the masculine needs to do at this time, is breaking down belief systems about being a player gold digger, or money belief systems around relationships, karmic belief systems, old, outdated, unfair. Something's unfair here because somebody has a belief system that is limiting their perception or creates a limited perception, and has caused problems in this union. Believing that someone is a gold digger, or believing that someone wants to play you, or it could even be believing that your friends are around you for your money, but your feminine or your friends are not around you for the benefits, but your feminine is. And it could be the opposite. Your feminine is who has your best interest, because that's your twin flame, not just your feminine. This is sacred masculine feminine we're talking about. And no time-space reality is a sacred feminine enemy to a sacred masculine. Vice versa, they are on each other's team. She's never a threat to his wealth. He's never a threat to her wealth. It's never a thing. So if that's a thing for any reason at all, that does not belong. And that's a problem. It could be others believing that about the masculine or feminine. I don't know. Whatever it is, though, it has no place in this union. It needs to go. It's unwelcome. It's affecting the marriage. It has completely affected someone. It has totally sucked the life out of something. It's totally killed a vibe or some shit. It's that much discouragement, and it's like it's killing the feminine's vibe. Somebody wants to kill the feminine out of the masculine's life too. Or, yeah. Someone may have tried to cut cords again in this union or attack this union as well. That happened recently. That's even being seen by the collective. So just a side note, take it if it resonates. But yeah, could be the people, the union itself, could be the feminine or masculine. I think it was recently the masculine in my union was trying to cut cords. And incidentally, they were trying to cut cords with me or somebody that they weren't supposed to cut cords with. It wasn't blessed for them to cut cords. And it was like they were trying to cut cords with me again. And every time that happens, every time the masculine tries to do that, it causes like a judgment, a divine intervention to happen in the union. And then it takes even longer to get out of separation. If you're already in separation and somebody tries to cut the cord, oh God, you stay in separation. It can happen where you stay in separation even longer because he believes he's supposed to cut cords in a twin flame union, which means he's probably listening to some new age religion or spiritual indoctrinated belief bullshit, which means he's not using his own discernment, which means he's confused and lost, insecure. Something's going on. Something's wrong. Something's not right for that to be happening. So the feminine energy needs to, okay, we got 54, so that's some confirmation here. Deal with the grief of what's going on in her life. So whatever is grieving the feminine is coming up to be dealt with. It's coming up in the mind space. So it's like whatever is on your mind that's bringing you sadness, sorrow, and grief, or that could bring you grief, or that has been bringing you grief. That's the focus here. And you're about to have victory. And or you've had forgiveness. Okay. Looky here. Forgiveness. And victory and forgiveness and guidance. So this could just be you guys overcoming some of this shit and forgiving each other for some shit, for these bad belief systems, for past bullshit, or forgiving other people. And this is all just being cleared out and being made watered under the bridge. And there's just still some stuff being dealt with. It could be that, right? So take it if it resonates. If you think that fits, yes, it's being washed under the bridge. We have forgiveness. We have victory, and we have guidance. So we've achieved some sort of victory. This could be achieving victory over some healing from grief. It could be because you've been able to forgive. And this could be the victory of receiving guidance. Okay, I don't know. That's what it looks like so far. So that's with the feminine energy. With the masculine over here, we have he's got money on the mind, or prosperity. prosperousness, expansion on the masculine's mind, some sort of prosperity. And this is an adjacent to the feminine having grief on the mind. So that's interesting because they're both on different tracks on the mind, but in the heart of at the heart of things, there's some sadness, but they're on the same page at the heart of things. Oh, do we need charger? I need to charge my device. Oh no, battery's getting low, y'all. It usually gives me a few more minutes, but if it happens to die, if my computer goes kaput, there we go. I couldn't see my little cursor in order to close out that message about the battery. So we have diligence and victory. Masculine is going to see something through to victory. This could be the bringing of justice, the sweeping through of some kind of clearing energy. This could be sweeping the feminine off her feet. It could be all of the above. But this is diligence. So overcoming also greed, overcoming deliverance from dealing with something that was an energy of greed. Okay, so there's diligence. This is the masculine doing his shadow work and reaching the point of true prosperity. So this is having the right mindset about money. This could be what the masculine is being born again and delivered from at this time. Or this is what he needs to be, but it looks like this is already happening, and this is just the process of it right now at this time, you know. And yeah, peer pressure. This came from peer pressure from those around him. And we have appearance. Something is making an appearance. This could be atmospheric pressure. This is like you've been able to see it. You might see your deliverance. Look for synchronicity, signs, wonders. You might see. You might feel like you're under a lot of pressure, or you've been under a lot of pressure because it's like you're being made into a diamond. This union's being made into something, and this masculine's being molded. It's like God is molding him, and he's being delivered and born again at this time. And it's he's being born again of like this matrix mentality, this worldly belief system, this toxic masculine belief system in regards to money or sacred feminine energy, or both. He needs some more rest. Both masculine and feminine need more rest. And they are in leadership mode. They're in powerful manifestation energy at this time. And they could find themselves being zapped or taxed, especially if they get around other people. Yeah, this peer pressure is here. So masculine might do better to stay away from being around other people too much. There was messages about the environment and about friends. But you might want to stay in this leadership energy, masculine, and protect your energy at this time, because there could be very diligent about protecting your energy. Could be some greedy people around you because you were still attracting this energy. You're not yet completely delivered and free and clear from it, but you're becoming delivered. And when you're becoming delivered, the enemy tries to come back stronger. And this is going to be in the area of greed and prosperity, wealth, and marriage. So just know that. And you have 1144. So masculine is receiving deliverance at this time. I've been getting that message all day. So this is about the masculine's deliverance. His deliverance is being guaranteed. It's being insured. And it's happening. It's being brought through. He's being pulled through. He's being brought up higher. He's making it through. He's being pulled through. He's being delivered. He's being harpazoed at this time. Or he soon will be. I'm getting something about the atmosphere, the environment, the attitude, the altitude, the manifestation energy at this time is very potent. But it's also like it can be really potent, but it can also fall flat. It can be super potent, or it can kind of fall flat. It just all depends on what you allow into your space, your environment at this time. So the more discerning you are, the more grounded you are, the better the result with manifestation energy. But the more toxicity, distraction, and pressure that's going on around you, this isn't a time for a lot of distraction. This is a time for focus. So the more you can get into the energy of focus, and if you can't, it might give you an attitude. You might get frustrated. I don't know. Or you might have an attitude that you're changing from, or that you need to change from. You need more of an attitude of victory and forgiveness, and less of this attitude of giving into pressure or putting the pressure on. More of a free flow of energy when it comes to prosperity, but also more diligence. And also look at, are you being diligent? Are you being greedy? Don't be driven by greed, but be diligently driven by real growth and expansion and prosperity, not just money, but like real prosperity and wealth, real wealth, which is health. So healthy finances, healthy love life, healthy body, health, that's a healthy life. Okay? That's real wealth. So don't be driven by greed, and don't be around people who are driven by greed and have that kind of attitude in life. That's something you want to work on, masculine, is surrounding your life with the energy of positivity and people, that take you to higher places, that believe in you, that bring you confidence, that want to see you succeed, that have vision for you, that have your best interest, that express vision, that want to be a part of your victory and success, and see that for you, not people that want to take from you or want you to be like them, or if that's how you have been, or that's what you have been around, you need to be diligent about getting that out of your life, and getting that kind of sin out of your life, and taking that kind of pressure away from yourself and away from your life, and not allowing people like that to have influence or put pressure on you in any way. And if they appear in your life, or they make an appearance, if this type of peer pressure shows up, if somebody with this type of attitude shows up, remember who you are. Stand firm, stand strong, protect your energy, walk away. I don't care what you do, but just remember who you are, because you've been delivered from this. Make decisions, use discernment, make decisions based on faith. Make faith-filled decisions concerning peer pressure, finances, prosperity, and your appearance, and how you appear, how you choose to appear, what attitude you choose to have, what type of leader you choose to be. Give it some more thought, give it some more time, rest on it, think on it, meditate on it, and decide how you're going to move and operate, because these energies are moving fast, and that might put a lot of pressure on you naturally. Just the fact that these energies are moving fast, that alone might put pressure and anxiety on the masculine and feminine energy at this time. But if you have the right attitude and you're in the energy to receive, you're going to be better off. If you need attitude adjustment or you're still carrying bad belief systems concerning prosperity, wealth, and stuff like that, then you need to make those adjustments quickly. And move quickly with these energies. Breakthroughs and blessings. Breakthrough's coming. It's coming fast. Okay, something is biblical. You might find answers in the Bible. Also with the energy of air and pressure and Bible. This is